Alright, I'm going to take a quick look at functions for JavaScript. There's a few ways to declare a function in JavaScript. One of the ways to declare a function is by using a function declaration. That's what I have here under JavaScript. And looking at this, all we have is going to be a function and then the code that will run when the function is called down here. So we have the function, and then we invoke the function. So looking at this right quick, the way that we declare a function declaration is we start off with the function keyword, and then we give it a name. Okay, open and close parentheses, you got your open brackets, and then within that is going to be the code that runs when this function is invoked. Then down here, to invoke it, we're going to use the function name, and then we're going to end it with the open and closing parentheses and a semicolon here. Once this right here is in place, it triggers to fire off this function. So to see that in action, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this into place. There we go. And then there we are. It says this is a function declaration. We'll see a few more pop-ups come up, but that's from the code below that has some alerts also. This first one here is for this one. So hit OK. And get out of there. Okay. Now there's another way to declare a function. Alright, and here it looks almost identical to a function declaration, but this is a function expression. And it looks a little bit different right up here. Okay, that's the only real difference, except for down here, you use the variable name to invoke it. But looking at this, we got the variable in place of where the function would be, and then the name of the variable, and then its equal is going to be for this function here, which has no name. This is known as an anonymous function because it does not have a name. However, this function is assigned to this variable, and the same thing as the other one, the code that's within the function, that's what we're looking at here. That's what we'll execute or fire off. And so when we invoke it, we're going to use the variable name and open and closing parentheses also. Okay, so up here we have an anonymous function assigned to a variable. Now you can also do the same exact thing, but except this time you would give the function a name. And so that's what we have right down here. So function expression named, and then the function here has a name as opposed to the one up here. But same thing, everything else, what's in it, that's what runs the alert pop-up window with this message. And then we're going to use the variable name, open and closing parentheses. You're going to need those parentheses there. If you don't use those parentheses, it's literally going to give you, when you call this name, it's going to give you what you typed out right here. All right, so you're not going to get the actual result from whatever ran inside of the function. You're going to get like the write out of how you wrote out the function. So it's just text. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you invoke a function, you need to use the open and closing parentheses. Now, the last one to look at here looks like this, and it's similar to the function expressions. However, this one has after function constructor. Now, for the most part, it's recommended to not use this method. It turns out that it's slower, and it has some issues with running the code inside of the function when it's placed between parentheses. It's recommended not to use this method. Stick with the first two that we went over, That's the function declarations and function expressions.